What's going on, guys? It's Picsoleated, and today we are going to be looking at one of the few sneakers that has made it onto the top tier of legendary, classic, storied, retro sneakers like no other sneaker. So let's get to it. When it comes to the greatest and most storied sneakers of all time, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, this sneaker will come up. And you don't get to say that about many sneakers these days. There are two things Michael Jordan's greatness is synonymous with. First, his white, black, and red Chicago color combo, and second, his Jordan 11s. Yes, there are more sneakers that Jordan did the damn thing in, but this one holds a special place in our hearts for many reasons, which we'll get into shortly. The black and red Jordan 11 released on Saturday, December 14th, 2019, which is a full 7 years from the last retro release back in 2012. You see, patience is not a game for the weak. Sometimes you have to wait to get what you want, and that wait might sometimes be 7 years. Yeah, it's rough out here in these streets. And if you don't want to be one of those people and have to wait another 7 years, I suggest you get your pair now. Prices are doing relatively well, so go ahead and click the link in the description to get your pair of legendary goodness for a decent price. The black and red Jordan 11, also known as the Playoff Jordan 11 and more commonly known as the Jordan 11 Bred, which apparently ticks off OGs when they hear the Playoff Jordan 11s referred to as the Jordan 11 Bred. Not that it matters because they're both correct. I'm just going to refer to it as the Jordan 11 just because I'm lazy and Bred is so much shorter than Playoff. You know, 2 syllables versus 1. It's a pretty big deal. Helps the sentences get out faster too. The Bred 11s are so storied and iconic, and there's a pretty big reason for that, but before we get into that, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Picsoleated, that's at Picsoleated, to keep up with the Pix fam and for some fire sneaker content. You know what to do, baby! And before we get more in depth, let's quickly go over the materials. Let's start with the box. We have the classic Jordan 11 box, but this time it's got some text on the back. You can pause and read that if you want. And when you open it up, we've got a card. You can pause and read that if you want to, but that's about it. Onto the shoes. The upper of this shoe is made of several materials. We have the lace cage portion here made of this padded nylon underlay overlaid with fabric stripes leading up to the eyelets, all done in black. The tongue is also mesh and black. It has a single horizontal stripe that says Jumpman Jordan in the middle of the tongue. We have black rope laces. There's a black leather panel on both sides above the heel section that houses the Jordan Jumpman logo stitched in red. The back of the sock collar has Jordan's iconic number 23, not to be confused with the number 45 on the Space Jams and sometimes the Concords, his number with that other team we don't speak of. And of course, onto the signature design cue on the sneaker, the patent leather wrapped all across the shoe's midsection in black. Now, you might be thinking this is just another Jordan 11 Bred restock. What they didn't tell you is that they went back to the high-cut patent leather on this release, which a lot of people love about this release. Recent releases of iconic Jordan 11 colorways have all had lower-cut versions of this patent leather. For example, the peak at the heel and the midfoot of the patent leather is actually lower on some recent previous releases, but with this one they reverted it back to the higher cut. It's a subtle change, but it's one I prefer and most likely a lot of other people prefer as well. Then we have this Phylon midsole that is all white and has that classic fine rough texture on it. And then we have one of my favorite parts of the shoe, the carbon fiber shank exposed right around the arch of the shoe and goes through in between the rest of the midsole and outsole. Now, this is another big difference between previous models. This carbon fiber shank is black and white here versus the older ones that were gray and black. I'm not entirely sure why they did this, but I prefer the gray carbon fiber shanks over this. I hope it is still carbon fiber, but at this point I'm not really sure. I don't see why they would switch it out to not be carbon fiber, but I don't like the fact that they made it white and black versus the typical gray and black. Finally, we have the iconic, legendary, bumpy, rugged Jordan 11 midsole in that bright, true red. Oh, and the shoe comes with solid red inserts, another unique detail exclusive to 11s, as other Jordans typically come with the cardboard ones. When it comes to sizing for this shoe, I recommend going true to size. My plug got me this pair and accidentally got me a 9.5, even though I'm a 10 in Jordans, and I'm dying in these as I wear them to review for you guys. I typically get a 9.5 in Jordan 1, so I think he might have gone with that sizing, but I definitely recommend going true to size on these. There should be no reason for you not to. When it comes to comfort, these are classic Jordan 11s, so don't expect anything out of the ordinary. I will say this, as an old school basketball shoe, these are one of the few shoes I can still recommend for not just lifestyle activities, but to actually play ball in. Don't get me wrong, these aren't going to be the most amazing shoes out there, but the traction is there, the carbon fiber shank allows you to control and balance yourself, and probably also contributes to just how light these shoes feel. And that's one thing you wouldn't recognize without wearing a Jordan 11, you wouldn't know just how light they are when you put them on. Look at them from a distance, they look a little bulky and you might think they're pretty weighty, but that couldn't be further from the truth. They're actually relatively light, and I know these would be comfortable for me if they were my true size. Now, back to why this shoe should really matter to you. Let's put it this way, this isn't just another Jordan retro, it's Nike's best-selling shoe of all time, and it's set to break the newly minted records held by previous Jordan 11s that released, like the Concord 11s and Space Jam 11s once again. And if you don't know why that's the case, now would be a good time to inform you, and a good refresher for the OGs as well. The Jordan 11 was the shoe Michael Jordan defeated the Supersonics in '96 for the NBA championships when he was playing with the Chicago Bulls. That year he was named MVP of the All-Star Game, regular season, and finals all in the same year. The only other player to do that at the time was Willis Reed in the 70s, so this made Jordan the second player to ever achieve this incredible feat. And there's more to it if you wish to dig a little deeper, but if you didn't know why these were so special, now you do. And as someone who wasn't a big fan of Jordan 11s, even though watching Space Jam as a kid held some of the fondest memories for me, the only 11 I really liked were the Breds. Historic significance aside, something about that red sole with that black upper always appealed to me. They just hit different. With a retail price of 295 Canadian here in Canada, I was a little hesitant because it is pricey and hopefully I can switch these out for my true size with that kind of money, but no doubt these are truly worth it. If you were looking to get that one sneaker you need to get this year, or if you're looking to start collecting Jordans, this would be the right shoe to start off with. And they're going for good prices right now, so I've left a link in the description, go check it out to get your pair. That's my take on these. What did you think about them? Are you a fan of the new changes? Is the retail price a little steep, or is it justified? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with my latest content, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Catch you later. Picsoleated is about to jump, man.